YouTube. How are you? Friendly neighborhood crustacean swimming over Toyo. Yes, this is really good lighting. I should do more here. Problem is I don't have any place to hold the phone to keep the camera part steady, so other than my arm, and after a while my arm gets really tired and needs a nap. So, disclaimer before I start on this video. This is going to be about something that I did, and it may not be suitable for everybody. So I don't plan on cussing, but I may, and it's about something that happened. So if you about something that happened with me with my depression. So if that's gonna upset you, gonna trigger you, going to whatever, if you're not in a good place right now, or if you're just not the person to watch this video, then I'm not gonna take offense. Just scroll on over to something else, and you can catch one of my other videos because I'm sure they're over there in the scroll wheel. So, all right. With that being said, I have said in my videos several different times that I have a problem with depression and anxiety. Normally it's pretty good, but I'm trying to adjust the camera. But there are times when it gets triggered, or I get upset, or whatever, and it's beyond what you would normally get upset for that situation. So back in, oh boy, this story has a big backstory to it, but to abridge that, I was on prednisone for 2 years because of my asthma, and I wasn't in a mentally healthy place because of the prednisone. And then I was at a family member's house that I didn't want to be at for a few different reasons, and I don't know if I'll talk about that in a video or not. I've got to talk to some people and see how they would feel and make sure everybody's... No, but I don't like to upset people, just to upset them. So, But anyway, I was staying at this family member's house. Didn't really want to be there very long, and ended up being there for... I was told I would only be there for a very short period of time, and I ended up being there for the entire summer. So it ended up that people needed my help there, but I wasn't in a healthy mental place to be there, so it wasn't a good place for me to be at that time. Anyway, so back in 2013, I was staying at this family member's house. I was taking prednisone, and my head was a mess, an absolute mess. I was bipolar, if not worse, then because the prednisone was raising the cortisol level in my body to help control the allergic reaction I was having. I had and the damage it had done to my lungs, and trying to deal with all that and make it so I could breathe. When it raised the cortisone level there, it raised the cortisone level in my brain, and a psychiatrist in the Detroit area told me that when it does that, it puts you in a chronic fight or flight sequence, and you don't know which way you're going to flip. It's literally a flip of the coin. Are you going to be fighty, or are you going to be flighty? You don't know. So, it was the end of August, beginning of September, like around this time that I'm taping this video, and people meant well. They meant well, and some people that were involved in this situation couldn't do more than what they could do, and my brain at the time couldn't process that. It wasn't processing that. And so there was a situation, and they tried to make me face my demons head on. But in my mind, I was facing my demons head on with a broken leg, and I wasn't ready to do that. And for anybody who's been on prednisone or steroids or things like that, it doesn't affect everybody this way, but it affects me and some people in my family this way. And the night before what all this is leading up to. The night before, I got out of control in my reaction over a very small, minor problem. The problem was like a tissue being on the floor, and I'm not feeling good enough to pick up that tissue. So, and I demanded that somebody else pick up that tissue, and when they didn't, I lost my living mind, almost literally. And said a bunch of things, texted a bunch of things. Honestly, I don't remember everything that I said and did, because I was that tightened up, that angry, that upset, that manic, that whatever you want to call it. I was that not right. And so after that incident, people meant well, and they were trying to help me, like I said, confront my demons. Like I said, I felt like I wasn't doing it with all my faculties together, which I wasn't. And they were pushing. Now, I don't have a problem with somebody nudging somebody to do something, leading somebody to do something, helping somebody to face something that they really need to face. But when a person tells you no, when a person tells you stop, when a person says, I'm not ready to do this, as my grandpa says, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth. Use them accordingly. And that's what needs to be done in those kind of situations across the board. Mostly across the board. Well, the next morning I had been in a lot of pain because of my medical condition, and I still have a considerable amount of pain. I was supposed to go see somebody to help deal with that. And, well, I tried to reach out for help among different people and didn't get the support I thought that I needed. So I broke down and I took a bottle of pills. Yeah. Now, to clarify on that, that's probably the definite article, the stupidest thing I've ever done. And I'm done pretty stupid things in my life, okay? But that was probably the top of the food chain on stupidity. And I didn't want to die. I wanted things to stop. I just wanted everything to stop for 5 minutes. And of course, things can't do that. The world's not going to stop moving. Time is not going to stop ticking, and people are not going to stop whatever because you want them to, because I want them to. They're not going to. So I went to a friend and I told her what I did, and she was like, which of course would have been my reaction too if she would have been on the other foot. And so she did everything she could think of to get me to exfoliate those pills out. Of course, nothing worked by that point. The other people involved, they called the 911 and tried to get me to the hospital. The ambulance didn't come fast enough, so they just took me in the car and got me to the hospital. So I got to the hospital. The medicine, I'm not going to say what I took, but the medicine made me very sleepy and I passed out. And then I had this, like, at the time I thought it was a dream, but it wasn't. They gave me the charcoal to exfoliate out the medicine that I had taken. Well, I woke up in the hospital with all kinds of stuff attached to me. I was breathing on my own, luckily. I don't know if at any point that they considered that or not, but I didn't know. But I had all kinds of monitors on me and things. I had a Foley in, so if I needed to urinate, it would go into that. I mean, I was wired for sound, kids. I shouldn't make the fun either. But anyway, so I ended up being in the hospital because it was over the holiday weekend that this happened. I ended up in the hospital for like 3 or 4 days. Maybe more, I'm not sure. But I ended up in the hospital for a good little bit. And then they found a mental health hospital that I had to go to as part of the treatment plan. It was if I didn't go to it, then some other kind of consequences, I don't remember. But so I chose to go to that, and I was there for about a week, and that was an eye-opener. I might talk about the stuff in another video, but that was an eye-opener. The first night I was just terrified, and there really wasn't any reason to be scared, but because everybody, they had taken all precautions they could for everybody to be, all the patients to be safe, so there really wasn't anything to be scared of. But I was terrified of the first night, and I just pedaled through it. And we had a lot of group activities, and we did a yoga activity. I found out that I really like yoga, that it's very calming for my spirit. And I ended up coming home. Sorry. And, well, then I did get it. That was a spanking, me being in the hospital, you know. So then I got out, like I said, I got home, had different feelings while I was home, and then for the next 3 months afterwards, I threw everything up. We don't know for sure if it was from the medicine that I took, if it was a virus, if it was some other things. Nobody was able to pinpoint it on whatever. But my one doctor said, you know, normally textbook it wouldn't have been the medicine that you took, but we don't know. And so I was like, yeah, well, like another family member said, you know, that's a hard lesson to learn. And that was a really hard lesson to learn. Do I have problems about my self-worth and like that since then? On and off, to be honest. On and off I do. Would I ever do that again? No. No. Have I thought about it? Crosses my mind. But I'm not going to do it. I've got too much to live for. I've got too much I want to do. I've got too much that I want to discover and see and be a part of and things like that to do that again. So, Lord willing, and not Lord willing, God helping me, I won't ever do that again. Won't ever, ever, ever do that again. You know, now why did I make this video? For a couple of reasons. One, I thought that, you know, maybe it'd be able to help somebody else who's going through something similar that I went through. You know, that it's been 3 years and I haven't had another episode or whatever you want to call it like that since, and I'm doing very well, and I have a great support team, and I know what triggers me now, and I know how to handle it, and I know I'm just a better knowledge set up now. So, and three, I just needed to hash this out. So, I don't mean to offend anybody or hurt anybody or anything by this video. If you are offended, hurt, or anything by anything of this because of this video, I apologize. Please find me on social media and we can talk about it. But again, thanks for watching, guys. I'll have a funny one soon. I just don't know when, okay? Alright, well, thanks for watching again.